Hello everyone, welcome back to my tutorial session of big data, the world of big values. In this tutorial, we are discussing about big data ecosystem and the big data related terms. Today, we are going to discuss about Hadoop. Before proceeding about that, we have to understand that what is actually Hadoop is. So Apache Hadoop is an open source, free and Java-based software framework which comes under Apache Software Foundation. Is a really offering very powerful distributed platform to store and manage big data. It is licensed under Apache V2 license. It runs applications on large cluster of commodity hardware on it and processing thousands of terabyte of data on thousands of the nodes. So Hadoop is inspired from Google's MapReduce and the Google file system, that is GFS paper. The major advantage of Google advantage of Hadoop framework is that it provides reliability and high availability. So what is the there is a like interesting story behind to put the name as the Hadoop. So in 2005, Hadoop was created by Doug Cutting and Mike Caffarella, those who is working at that time in the Yahoo company. At that time, Doug Cutting named Hadoop after his son's toy that is looks like an elephant. So that's why this is the story of to give that name as the Hadoop. So there are so many modules including in Hadoop, that is HDFS, Yarn, MapReduce, which we'll discuss into the upcoming videos. Mastermind behind the Hadoop, and his name is Doug Cutting. So what is the core component of Hadoop? We can say that there are two major components of the Hadoop framework, and both of them does two of the important tasks for it. The first is Hadoop distributed file system, that is HDFS, and the second one is Hadoop MapReduce. So what is HDFS? So HDFS is a virtual file system. There is a big difference between any other file system and Hadoop. When we move file in HDFS, it is automatically split into many small pieces. These small chunks of files are replicated on and stored on other server, usually three servers, for the fault tolerance and high availability, which we will discuss a little bit more details in the later. And let's talk a little bit about MapReduce. So in the MapReduce method, what we are going to do, we have to split a large data problem into smaller chunks and distribute it into many different commodity server. Each server have their own set of resources and they have processed them locally. Once the commodity server has processed the data, they send it back collectively to main server, and after that this is the effectively process where we process large data efficiently. So as you can able to see here that I explained it very completely. Like suppose that there's a word or the large number of word, and so what happening, it is completely going to the two switches, and that two switches is related with some data node and task node on that particular name node, and the job tracker and secondary name node conditions. So what happened, each and everything is, that means this switch is connected with all the switches respectively, and this switch is connected with all the switches respectively. So once the word is distributed here, it will be go and transferred on each particular switches and do the work consecutively in the parallel mechanism. What happening, each and every switches is like a rack called inside the rack. Okay, and what happening that once a small Hadoop cluster includes a single master node and the multiple workers or slave nodes. So as discussed earlier, the entire cluster contains two layers, that one of the layer is MapReduce layer and another is HDFS, that is Hadoop distributed file system layer. Each of these layer have its own relevant component. The master node consists of the job tracker and task tracker, name node and data node, and a slave or worker node consists of the data node and task track. It is also responsible and possible that the slave node or worker node is only data or compute node. The matter is of the fact is the key feature of the Hadoop. The one question in our mind is coming, like why we are using Hadoop. Okay, so there are many advantages of using Hadoop. So let me quickly to list them over here. The first thing is robust and scalable, means we can add new nodes and as needed as well modify them. Affordable and cost effective, we do not need any special hardware for running Hadoop, we can just use community server. And the third best advantage of that is adaptive and flexibility, like Hadoop is built keeping in mind that it will handle structured and unstructured data. And the last one I can say, like high available and fault tolerant, that is when a node fails, the Hadoop framework automatically fails over the another node. So I hope we discussed a little bit concise way about Hadoop and what is the architecture and what is the advantage of Hadoop. So in the next video, we will discuss about the HDFS system, in which we will try to know about in little bit more details. Till that, please subscribe my channel as well as comment down if you're having any doubts. Thanks.